Hi there, my name is MJ and I welcome you to my first ever recorded reading, and I'm really excited about doing this, and I'm also a little bit nervous, so please bear with me if I take a little more time to find the right words, okay? This will be a collective energy read for March 2021, but please remember that time is fluid, so really whenever this message finds you, if it resonates, then it is your message at that time. As you can see, I pulled out the cards prior to the recording. This is primarily for the benefit of time because I want to keep it as short as possible so I don't lose your interest. But I don't know what cards are on the table except for the two that flipped over. So in a second, we will be exploring them together. What we have on the table is an animal medicine card and tarot cards that I will be looking at in the following way. This is our mind space, this is our physical space, and this is our soul space. And this is our collective organism. This is also each and every one of us as an individual, right? So we will be looking at those three aspects to see if they operate in harmony or if there are any blockages or areas that require healing so that we can live up to our full potential as a collective, but also as individuals. So without further ado, please sit back, relax, free your intuition, and I'm sure that you will find bits and pieces that are meant for you. And obviously, I'm hoping that as many of you out there as possible will resonate with the whole message. If you do resonate with even only bits and pieces, please let me know in the comments. I will be very happy to hear from you. So starting with the animal medicine card. I smiled when it showed up today because when I was just playing with the deck yesterday, shuffling it, exactly the same card showed up. And it so perfectly fits the times that we're in right now. Because what showed up is the rabbit, and rabbit is about fear and facing fears. What rabbit says is, what you resist will persist, and what you fear most is exactly what you will become. So the lesson from the rabbit is, stop creating bad scenarios and get rid of the what if kind of thinking. This card says, yes, it is a time of worry and uncertainty about the future. And this is exactly where we're at right now. The world is crazy, right? Tomorrow is so uncertain. But this card is saying, don't try to control every future outcome, right? It doesn't say, don't work towards your future, don't have plans or goals or dreams, but it says, be open to possibilities, that things can unfold in ways that you have not thought about. What we do is we think that we know perfectly how things should happen or shouldn't, and when they should happen or when they shouldn't, right? But most of the time things prove that they happen in exactly the right time, the right place, and in the right way. And oftentimes it's a completely different way than we thought that is the one that should come, right? So this card is exactly saying, stop trying to control what is not yet here, the future. What it also says is face your fears head on, right? And how do we do that? Well, we can, for example, write them down, name them, or just tell them out loud, call them out, right? And then face them. As you write them down or as you say out loud, what is it that you fear? Allow yourself to feel what those fears bring to you and allow those emotions to run through you. Why? Because this is the only thing to release them. You need to go through something in order to release it. If you resist it, it will persist. So let's see how this card will blend with the cards that are on the table. So starting with our mind space, I was already very curious how the reading will unfold when I saw the first card in the mind space, because what we start with is a high note, the death card. Right, and let's see what it's accompanied by. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands with it. This is our mind space, remember. Huge transformation in the way we think, in the way we perceive ourselves, the world, things around us, maybe our priorities are significantly changing, just flipping upside down. With the butterfly here, huge metamorphosis happening, and very needed, because the death card is about shedding old skin so the new can come. And the new can only come when we get rid of the old. If we try to hold on to the old, the new probably will come sooner or later, but it will not be a smooth transition. If we resist it, it's going to be painful, right? A lot of us probably surprised with those new ways of thinking are like, what is happening to me, right? And I can 100% relate to that, because this is exactly what is happening with me right now. But there's new on the horizon, but we need to let go of the old first. Now with the Eight of Wands, which is a card of quick and very intense communication primarily, things are happening very quickly. That change is happening very quickly. It takes us by surprise almost. It sweeps us off our feet, right? So it's very sudden that we suddenly start seeing things in a different way. And we may fear that new perspective. We may try to hold on to the old ways because they are known to us. But you know, with the Eight of Wands, there's no obstacle on the way of the Eight of Wands. They fly through the air, right? And there's nothing that is able to stop them. So this change is happening and we have nothing to say, really. Even if we try to resist, we're just going to extend it in time. But with the Eight of Wands just running through the clear sky, we have nothing to say. This is happening. So as a collective, there's a huge shift in our consciousness. And it's happening for a couple months already. And you know that new day, the sun is already half there, right? So we're already 1 foot in the new, but we're still holding on to the old. So this is just a reminder for us. This is happening. Whether we want it or not, it's going to be intense. There's no obstacle in the way of that change. So allow that change to happen. Let go of the old and accept your new ways of thinking, your new ways of perception, your new consciousness, right? A lot of us may be, discovering even spiritual ways of thinking that we haven't thought about before. Beautiful change. There's nothing to fear of in here. There's absolutely nothing to fear. And there is no obstacle in the way of that change. But change brings fear. What you resist will persist. So let's see what's in store for us in our physical space. We're starting with the Two of Wands. Nice. And the Hanged Man. So in our physical space, what I mean by our physical space, this is not only our body. This is our world. Where we live, our career, the people that we let into our life. But yes, this is also our body, the way we eat, the way we nurture ourselves. Two of Wands is a card of making choice about the next life step, right? A lot of us may be thinking, about moving, changing the place of living, right? Or thinking, where do I want to live? It doesn't have to be a very distant move. It can be just across the same city, but it may be about changing environment, right? Moving to a different place. For some of us, it may be about career. A lot of us may be actually choosing between two options. Whether it's career, whether it's people, maybe it's about a relationship and choosing options, right? But this is about making choices of our next life steps. And this is an important choice because it will determine our nearest future. She realizes this, that's why she takes her time to think, right? She's not making hasty choices. I'm not saying that when she makes that choice, there's no place for adjustments. There always is. But this choice will be big, right? Once she decides where she goes, she will make that step forward and she will, get herself on the new path. Now with the Hangman, this is all about looking at things from different perspective, right? This is flipping yourself around to look at things from different angle. It's about taking a step back and looking at things from different perspective, but also seeing the big picture. So perhaps a lot of us have started to see, not only our small world around us, but some bigger aspects of it, right? The Hangman is in deep thinking state, but it's almost like a meditative state that brings him to certain realizations. So the moment that we look at things from different perspective, we start to see things that we haven't seen before. So perhaps some of us, this is our physical space, some of us may have noticed someone that we haven't noticed before that was so close, right? Some of us, as I said, may be choosing career options or just where I want to live, what kind of people I want to let into my life, how do I want to look, what do I want to eat, maybe I want to take care of my body, maybe I want to, get in shape, get that body that I always dreamed of, right? But we're doing this from a different perspective than we used to, because our ways of thinking are changing. There's a shift in consciousness, and we look at things in a different way. The Hangman is also about sacrificing, not in a bad way. It's about leaving behind the aspects of us that don't serve us anymore, or for example, leaving people behind, or maybe workplaces behind, or eating habits behind, whatever that is, right? There's an element of sacrifice. Primarily, it's about sacrificing an aspect of ourselves that should be left behind. But what did I say? The old must go so the new can come, right? So that element of sacrifice may be simply leaving what's known and heading towards that unknown. And with the rabbit medicine, not trying to control the complete outcome of that, but deciding the right direction. This is our task, is to choose the right direction. But the way things will unfold is not always up to us, right? I really like where this is going. Let's see what's in our soul space. And that's where the fear is. So in our soul space, we have the Nine of Swords. Yep. And the Five of Pentacles. Overthinking, worry, anxiety, losing sleep. Going through such profound transformation in the way we think and the way we perceive, and facing significant life choices with that changed way of thinking. There's a lot of unknown, and it causes anxiety and can cause worry and doubt. Absolutely understandable. But this is about hurting ourselves with our thinking. Yes, we are in the soul space, but it means that the anxiety and those worries, we've put them really deeply inside of us, so we may have tried to hide them. Right? On a conscious level, we may think that I'm not overthinking, I'm not worrying, but really inside, there's that anxiety that maybe comes at night. Where am I going? What is going to happen? What's out there in this unknown? What's there on that horizon? Is there happiness for me? What if I make the bad choice? What if I choose the wrong direction? Right? The Five of Pentacles is primarily a card of luck, missing something or someone. So a lot of us may be missing someone, and that is causing that sadness and worry. But a lot of us are just missing something and thinking, I'm never gonna get it. Whether it's about a dream job, or whether it's something career related, or body related even. A lot of people can fear, I'm never gonna look perfectly in the way that society defines perfect, right? It's never gonna happen to me. I'm not worthy of it. I'm never gonna be happy. But with the Five of Pentacles, the thing is that in more traditional card, there are two people sitting by the church door. And the church symbolizes a place that they can go to get help. But instead, they sit outside and they decide to beg for money, right? For whatever reason, maybe they're just too proud to reach out for help. But maybe they just don't realize that something that they need is so close. So perhaps there's no need for that deep worry in our soul space, because something that we miss or lack is actually right behind the corner. Maybe it's just about, turning around, maybe taking a couple steps back and seeing things from a bigger perspective, so that we can notice things that we haven't noticed before, right? But definitely deep inside of us with those two cards, there's fear. Those wrists are tight, but that person is holding on to that rope. Perhaps they can simply untie themselves if they only want to. The solution is right behind the corner. I can be free from that overthinking if I only decide to let it go. Right? But I'm not blaming anyone if you're in that state. I can relate to that because we really are in a very uncertain time. And not only the world is crazy, we all go through our own, life adventures and things that we need to tackle and challenges that we need to face. It's normal that at times we don't sleep at night because something is taking over our head. But this is about not going too deep into that state, and always remember, I control this. I put those swords into myself, and I can take them off myself as well, because swords are thoughts. And our thoughts are causing deep fear within our soul space. Let go of the old. Let go of old ways of thinking, and if your ways of thinking are about fear and anxiety and what if it doesn't happen, or what if something bad happens, let that go, right? Let the old go. It's time for a shift in consciousness, but we need to allow it. What you resist will persist, right? There's definitely a lot happening. Face your fears. Name them. Allow them to give you emotions, physical sensations. Allow them to run through you, and then release them in whatever way that is best for you. If you need to shout or scream, just do that. If you need to cry, do that as well. This is exactly how I release emotions. I just have to let go of the water inside my body, right? So face your fears. Don't run away from them, because they will hunt you sooner or later, and they will grow on the way, and they will be much tougher to tackle. Write your fears down. Be willing to feel them. You know, it's almost like breathe into them. Feel them running through your body. Through your body to the outside, and release them and let them go. Don't try to control something that is not yet here. Yes, the future is uncertain. Absolutely true. And there's, it's not only the rabbit was talking about worrying about the future. This is worry about the future. This is change in the way of thinking, and it's unknown for us. This is deciding about our future, whatever area of life, but it's making choices. And this is worry about that future. Let those fears go and just let those things unfold. If you allow yourself to change your way of thinking, and you will not be resisting the change, you will see things from different perspective, and you will be able to make the right choice here. So ultimately, you will let go of that rope and you will free yourself. But the first thing that you need to do is allow the change to happen in your mind space, in your perception, in the way you think. Okay? I hope you liked that message, because I really enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments if you did. And if you resonate with me as a reader, if you just enjoyed this session, I would be more than honored if you hit that subscribe button. And I hope that I will see you next time. Until then, please take care. Bye.